All right. Well, thank you so much for joining the call today, everyone. We're super excited about this call. It's going to be fun to hear what Shelley has for us. Shelley Hobbs is going to be presenting today. I'll give you a little bit of a quick little background on her. She's currently ranked number 59 in the network, so she's out of 400,000 coaches. That's not too bad, right? So she's doing fantastic. She's recently advanced from 1-star to 5-star. Just in the past few months here, and we're super excited about her meteoric rise to superstardom. So anyway, we're totally excited to have her here so she can talk about some of the things she was able to do to build her diamonds and build her team up. So Shelley, let's go ahead and you know what? Actually, let me mute mics first of all, really quick. 1 second. Sorry. And then I'm going to have to unmute you, Shelley.
Okay.
Nope, that didn't work. 1 second. I accidentally stopped your video. Sorry. There we go. All right. Unmute audio. There we are. Okay, so Shelley, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about, how you got started, kind of your Beachbody journey up until this point.
Okay, awesome. Thanks so much for having me. I'm super excited to just share. I love to train people and help them, especially the willing, right? I've been a coach for 20 months. I basically was in corporate America for my whole life, it feels like, and then I was laid off 4 times, and the 4th time was the last time I had decided journey of being laid off and trying every business under the sun. Okay, so I'm the coach who didn't get lucky on my first go round of a business. This happened to fall into my lap. I became friends with Anita Myron on social media when she was just an Emerald coach trying to figure the whole thing out. And I watched her journey.
Let's see here. 1 second. Can you guys hear okay?
No bones about it. Okay, I'm going to invite 30 people a day. Great. I'm going to go do it. So I got into her fitness group, became a coach 5 days later, and then just said, tell me what I need to do and I'll do it. And no questions asked, and I just did it. So I became an Emerald within my first few weeks, became a Diamond within like 70-ish days, and then I got stuck at Diamond, stuck for over a year. And it became a real learning experience for me. Lots of tears because I was frustrated with myself and not knowing what to do. Wasn't reading personal development. So that was key. I decided to dig in, like really, really, really dig in. And decided to start really learning how to tell my story on social media, like be more authentic, be more me, stop following everybody else and just do Shelley. Stop worrying about the fact I thought I was too old, because a lot of coaches in my mind, they're like, oh, they're in their 20s and I'm like 40s. I felt like different. Like maybe I didn't fit in. So I found my way to fit in, I guess is what I'm saying. I found my way. And what's interesting is when you find your way, you attract a lot of people. So that's something I'm always trying to teach my coaches is just do you, like be you big every day, and you'll attract those same kinds of people. So anyways, I decided, you know what, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to make this happen. And I felt uncomfortable in my own leadership skills. That was my biggest fear with everything, about pushing or pressuring people. And that's, you guys, where I kind of got stuck in about a year, a whole year just being stuck at Diamond. And I decided, you know what, people signed up for this as a business. They want a business. They want to earn an income, and I should not be afraid to attack it like that. Empower people to change their lives in health, fitness, and financial fitness through a business, right? So I started talking differently in my coaching team page. enthusiasm, empowerment, motivation, life change, beyond just those Beachbody basics. And I started doing that a lot through listening to podcasts for myself. So I'm just kind of telling you like kind of how I made a shift. And because I made a shift, my coaches made a shift. What started to happen was it really started, everyone matters, right? And everyone has a different journey and everyone has different goals. And I realize that. Not everyone wants to be my goal is to be a top 25 Beachbody coach, okay? Not everyone wants that. That's totally okay. But when I started creating a different shift in my languaging to my team, it started to create this massive shift in people who wanted more versus people who didn't. And I always kept saying it was okay. But also through that, people who kind of hung out here with not really sure what they wanted, or that more of them started coming over here like, I want to be a business builder. So today we're talking about how to find leaders and how to build leaders within your team. There really is sort of this weave of what you do as a coach. How do I explain this? Through just doing, right? It's like the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. Sometimes you have to do what you want in your business regardless of what anyone else does. Just like in challenge groups when there's crickets sometimes, and I have them too, I'm just the best darn fitness challenger you ever did dream of. I just show up every day sharing my fitness and my food and my motivation, even if no one else is commenting. And so I just decided to turn everyone off of what they weren't doing and focus on what I was doing and what I wanted, and then working with those that wanted it. So I'm always asking my group, hey, you guys, who wants to go Emerald this month? Hey, you guys, who wants to go Diamond this month? I'm going to put you in a small private chat group, right? So they know they're going to be able to work with me personally. I'm not going to do it all in the group. I'm going to do it in a small private chat group. I don't really run Emerald to Diamond groups. They don't really work for me. I have a group so I can put like documents or some more detailed things in there and everyone can always reference it. But it's not like a group where we do posts every day or every week where there's lessons and things like that. So, okay. So let's talk about finding leaders, okay? Because as much as we want to build the people on our teams, and they deserve that, we also have to work with the willing. But at the same time, you got to always keep filling your funnel with new coaches, because it's almost like what I'm not always tactful in the way I say things. New blood kind of breathes new life into what's sitting here. Okay. And the reason why that is because I'll have new coaches come in, they'll get to Emerald like in the 2 weeks. And I'll have coaches who haven't gotten to Emerald in like a whole year. Because it's a mindset shift is what that's what it all comes down to. So when they see it, sometimes it motivates them, right? So that's why you just always have to keep going in your fitness challenge groups and in your coaching team page. You just go, okay? So finding leaders. I'm going to tell you the super quick formula, like super quick. I'm going to tell you what it started with. It started with a trip to Target. And it started with this notebook. Okay, I think this is like $16. Now, as much as we are on our phones and on our computers with all these fancy tools, I like to look at things. I like to write things down. So when I worked in corporate America, I had a calendar just like this. Well, one day I was carting by the calendar section and I drove by this sitting on an end cap. And I was like, oh, I love that color pink. I was like, oh, it's 2015 to 16. I could use that. And then I opened it up. And what I saw was a 30-day calendar, and then 7 days at a time, and then notes on the bottom. And I was like, I'm buying it, right? So I bought it. And I came home and I started mapping out my month for Beachbody. I'm not kidding you. An epiphany came to me, like hit me flat straight up in the forehead. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sitting here mapping out my month for when my groups are going to start. Well, why don't I just put in marketing themes for each week? Okay, so this is how you're going to find new leaders, you guys. I am not kidding you. This works. I think I recruited, I don't know, like 17 coaches last month. That's not, I mean, it's not huge, but it's a lot. Okay. And all you have to do is follow this formula. Not kidding. I promise you. It's so easy. So every week, so you start by mapping out when your groups are going to start. And then every week you have a marketing theme. Okay. So for instance, I'm going to try and talk through this really, really fast. My marketing theme goes like this. First week of the month is a clean eating group. Third week of the month is a fitness group. Third week of the month is a sneak peek group. So you know how much time you need to market for each group. Okay. And then what you start doing, those are your marketing themes. That's what you're talking about every single day. So every day, this is the second part to this. You're going to do a story-based post with a subtle invitation. I call it subtle. Here's a great example. And this is for any type of group that you're running. So let me give you a great example. My fitness group starts next Monday, and all I basically been talking about all week long is inviting to my fitness group. Well, I do it two ways. Every day I do a story-based post with a subtle invitation. And 2 to 3 times a week, I'll do like what I call like a big bang marketing post. It's like right up there. You can see it like in a graphic. Okay. I do the same thing for sneak peeks. And this is how you're going to start attracting leaders. So let's just not talk about the fitness group. Let's just talk about the sneak peeks.
Shelley, I got a quick question really fast for you.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us a little bit about like when you say subtle invitation, can you give us, break that down for us a little bit?
Yeah. So a subtle invitation would be like, I'll give you an example for what I did yesterday. I posted a picture of my kids at Sam's Club with like the mother load of grocery shopping. Okay. So I didn't just leave it as like the mother load of grocery shopping. I was like, how can I turn this into an invitation? So what I did was talk about how I used to coupon. I bought a $20 couponing DVD and I taught myself how to coupon so I could save money because I couldn't make money. Well, thanks to Beachbody, now I can feed my family healthy organic foods and yada, yada, yada. By the way, next week, if you've ever been curious about what I do or you've been following me, I'm running an orientation group to help people learn more about Beachbody coaching. If you've ever been curious about it, message me today and I'll get you the link to the private group, or I'll put my jot form or something like that. Okay, so you have an opportunity every day to turn it into something, to turn it into, tell your story and then segue it into an invitation. It's not salesy that way. You're telling a story. You're being authentically you and then saying, hey, and I've got this thing coming up. Email me for more information or message me. You do that every day. I promise you, you will have people, 1 to 2, coming to every day. That's a hot target, and then I start having a conversation with them. Well, also in the meantime, during that same week, I'm going to do these bigger marketing posts where it's like, join my 5-day What is Beachbody Coaching sneak peek. I'm going to do 2 or 3 of those for the week. So between all of those together, you can imagine how many people are seeing it at different times of day. Does that make sense?
For sure.
Does that feel exciting to you guys? Okay, it should be. I'm telling you, it works. It is like I feel like I found like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow because it's a formula. You go into every day knowing exactly what you're doing. You can write down when your big marketing posts are, Sunday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night, but every other day you're going to be doing this story-based invitation subtle post or subtle invitation, okay? So that's how you find leader coaches. Why is that how you find leader coaches? Because you are being so on purpose for basically, so my formula goes like the last 2.5 weeks of the month. That's all I'm talking about is either join my sneak peek or when it's running, I'm flipping it to join my coaching team, join my coaching team. Last call to join my coaching team for my new mentorship program. You'll start to get sick of it, sick of yourself saying it, but it's a marketing formula that works, you guys, okay? And I come from an email marketing, corporate marketing background, so I understand marketing and how it works. And here's the last piece of this puzzle. we use Evernote on our team. I want you to go create an Evernote file for your fitness groups. This is marketing. For marketing for your fitness groups, marketing for your sneak peek, and marketing to join your team. And every single story-based post that you use every single day, and every single big marketing post that you use every single day with the photo and the text, copy paste it, put it into that marketing file, and guess what? You just created yourself a marketing swipe file, is what we call it in the marketing world, for next month. Use the same thing. So every day you have purpose. So if you're one of those people who are like, I like to fly by the seat of my pants, great. Well, then create something new, but copy paste it and put it in your file. So every day when you wake up, you're like, I'm going to do my subtle invitation post today. Maybe you do a different photo, or maybe you tweak the text and the ad a little bit. But every day you have purpose. That way, when your coach or you ask your coaches, right, when was the last time you put out a marketing invitation post to join your team or to join your sneak peek? Or a subtle invitation post? People should be saying basically every day, I'm putting out some sort of invitation. Whether it's subtle or in your face, like, looking for 5 women kind of thing. I talked about that really fast, but does that make sense? Kind of that marketing formula. Every day you have got a purposeful invitation post going on, subtle or big. So that's how you're going to find leaders, because they're going to see that. And they might not say yes this month or yes next month, but they're going to see something along the lines again a few months down the road, and they're going to inquire. They're going to reach out to you. And that's how it happens. That's how I do it.
I think that's fantastic, because it's simple, it's duplicatable, but I think that the most important thing that you're talking to me about is consistency here. You know what I mean? And also kind of getting out of your way. From what I'm hearing here, it was kind of like before when you were stuck, you were kind of like in a bad place, not doing the personal development, didn't have confidence, right? I mean, the confidence to be able to share consistently is really what I'm seeing here is key. Is that something that you would agree with, Shelley?
Absolutely. Yes. And just to piggyback on that, people do what you talk about. So if all you're ever talking about is a fitness group and a fitness challenge group, and like the groups that are coming up are fitness group or clean eating groups, that's all people are going to hear. But if you start talking about the sneak peek or everything, why you love coaching, I mean, you could give yourself and your coaches an assignment right now to go jot down just real quick. What are all the reasons why you love coaching? Jot it down. No thought about it. Now go create a story-based post about every single one of those. And you've probably got yourself 10 to 15 days worth of posts that are story-based invitations. I don't know how else to call it other than that. But you could go look at my Sam's Club post that I made yesterday. That's the perfect example. It's my son on the cart with the groceries.
It's a fantastic post. And what I loved about your idea as well is that you utilize these, you put them kind of in your Evernote files. So you're not always having to come up with a new story every single day. I mean, that can be draining, right? I mean, being able to duplicate things is important. So that's fantastic.
Absolutely. And then, like, my life is super busy with my kids and all their activities. And sometimes just the day gets away from me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to do some sort of post today, right? Well, I already know I'm going to do a marketing, like a big bang marketing post or a subtle post. I'll just go into my Evernote files, copy paste, and I'll go dig into my banked photos, and I'll use some sort of photo that kind of goes along with it. And there it is right there. It's just so easy. Then you can take a day, a week, and start thinking about maybe creating 2 more and just keep adding and adding and adding. And pretty soon you're going to have all of these different posts you can choose from. People aren't going to remember everything you posted last month.
So, quick question about it, Shelley, on these marketing campaigns. Have there been campaigns you've felt are particularly beneficial or that have yielded the best results for you? And if so, what are those?
Yes. This is one that people are really afraid to do, but sharing income. See, I've been sharing income since I made $100 a week because I was so excited about it. So I be sure to share income 1 to 2 times per month. But it's not the number. It's the number in the photo that gets people. You'll see one that I do a lot, right? I literally stand in front of this window and I kind of hold a piece of paper and then I use Rona to put numbers on it. The number is what pulls people in and makes them stop their scroll. But it's my story that makes a lot of sense. So at first I used to be really afraid to share that we were really broke. I was embarrassed of that because I consider myself really financially responsible. But when you're laid off and you can't find work for 4 years, a lot happens financially. So I just always try and tell the story in different ways about how this income is so significant, right? It's not about things, it's about the what it creates. So spend time. Number one, absolutely do income posts every month. But spend time on creating a story. And here's the best way to create stories, you guys. Not kidding. Take your phone, open an email, and start talking into it. Because you talk different than you type. When you type, you think about it. When you talk, you don't. Do that, and then you can go edit and fix typos and things like that. I talk into my phone everything. My kids think I'm talking to them. I'm like, no, I'm just talking to my phone. Right? So that's how I create all of these story-based posts, as I talk it into my phone.
That's fantastic.
So weird. It's so different than probably you've heard before, right? But I don't know.
Well, honestly, it is something that I've heard before, that you kind of do what's called a brain dump. So you'll go on and you'll post, or you'll write down everything, regardless if it's a good idea, bad idea, whatever it is. But if you let your brain flow, you can oftentimes come up with a lot better ideas that way. So.
Totally true. Yeah.
So let's talk about, you got these 17 coaches last month. Fantastic, right? That's amazing.
Now what do you do with them, right?
Exactly. Like, what are we going to do to capitalize on these people and turn them into like rock star coaches, right? Well,
yeah, it's like seriously the $1 million question. We could have like a 5-hour conversation about it. And all of the mistakes I've made. Basically, I look at every 30 days as a new opportunity to shift and tweak what I've done in the last few months. I'm lucky enough where I recruit enough coaches where I can see where my system is breaking down. So, number one thing is I have created systems where I tell my coaches, actually, I don't want you creating systems. Until you're a diamond coach and feeling really confident about what you're doing and we can work together, I don't want you focusing on any systems. You let our system and our team do the training of your coach, and I'll show you how to interact with your coach, because a lot of people can get lost with how to train their coaches. So I've created a simple enough getting started checklists. This, and this, right? Go do these things. And I give them assignments. You're probably going to know what they are. They're nothing fancy. But it's basically plant the idea of diamond right away. So they've got big goals. Again, remember, you guys, they signed up for a business. Okay. Sometimes we as coaches are afraid that we're going to push things on people. That was one of my biggest mistakes in the very beginning, because I felt like I was doing that, but I had to find a way to do it without feeling like that. So I plant in the idea of diamond right away in their checklist. And I actually use some videos from other coaches. So I like to use videos from other coaches so they don't think that they have to do all these videos that Shelley is doing. Okay, so that's another thing, that they can feel like, oh, I can just use this stuff. I don't have to be like Shelley right now, making all these videos. So I plant the idea of diamond, and basically I just I give them what their goals are for their first month, their business goals. Okay, again, I'm trying to help them being a business entrepreneur. So when I talk with them, I ask them what their goals are, but I also say, here are your business goals. So they know. Like, I feel like it's my responsibility to, lead them into a legit, business steps. So I started treating it like that. And then people started treating the business differently. And then I started seeing more people just like, boom, they go emerald in a couple of weeks, basically. And then they've got the idea of diamond in their head and they're going for it. They know what they need to do, how to get there. I set them up with running a clean eating group and getting lots and lots of fresh new friends. Then running a fitness group with me. But guess what happens a lot of times? They think they're going to run a fitness group with me, but they become so confident, they just go do it on their own. So, and it's not everybody, you guys. Okay, I have like tons of coaches, but obviously it's a small percentage. So it's really whittling down, just helping them, setting those business goals, setting expectations for what's possible, getting them going right now, inviting, clean eating group, fitness group. And here I have some more, giving them I give them that marketing calendar. I tell them every day, I want you to do a story-based invitation post for that marketing themed week. It's important because then they start getting people reaching out to them while they're also reaching out to people. Okay.
So I've got a quick question for you, Shelley. So we've got these people, that were attracted through your business posts, right? And you've signed them up as a coach at that point in time. Talk to me about, how you get them started, how you identify kind of how to push them towards that. Do you have discount coaches or how does that work?
I used to only enroll discount coaches because I never did what I told you guys in the very beginning. I never invited to coaching. I never invited to sneak peeks. So the moment I started doing that, like I said, people do what you say. They have an interest in what you're talking about. So last month, believe it or not, all I recruited was business building coaches. It really kind of blew my mind because this is like the third month I've been rocking out this marketing calendar, this whole marketing theme. And so I give them the checklist. I make them do certain things before they get on the phone with me. So they've kind of done a lot of footwork. So by the time we're getting on the phone, it's bam, bam, bam. This is your game plan meeting. It's not a get started right. It's a game plan meeting. I have them listen to a pre-recorded getting started right. Why do I do this? Because number one, I don't have time to be sitting on a call with 20 people a month.
That's a good problem to have though, right?
Yes. Who are thinking about it. I want to sit on the phone with 20 people a month who want it. So I try and separate the difference right away. I give them the getting started right pre-recorded call. I give them 2 more videos, which are based on diamonds. So they have like 2 hours and 20 minutes worth of videos that they're watching and getting and learning from. Okay. So by the time they get on the phone with me, and that's their assignment, contact me and let's schedule the time to get on the phone. Half of them do, half of them don't. I reach out to them once after that, ask them how their checklist is going. If they don't schedule a call with me, I don't push them. So then I map out a game plan and and they do it. Clean eating group, fitness group, inviting. Then I just froze. Then what I do is, okay, let's say they go Emerald. So let's back up, sorry. I put all of my new coaches in a small private chat group, all of them. So they're all learning from each other and they're all helping each other. Then and I always tell them, hey, you guys, when you rank advanced to Emerald, I'm going to put you in a new group so that I have all my Emeralds pushing to Diamond in a small private chat group. I find these private chat groups work really, really well. And then, like I said, I have a new coaches in training success group. And then I just have like an Emerald, I call it a Let's Go Diamond group. It's not like regular. It's not like I'm posting in there every day, but I'll post lessons and things and resources for them. But we're really working on marketing, story posts, marketing posts, Facebook ads. Okay. I'm banned from Facebook. So you guys, I don't pay for any marketing right now. I'm not banned from Facebook. I'm banned from Facebook ads. So I'm the one coach who can't do Facebook ads. So I switch over to Instagram and I rock my business out over there. I just don't let anything stop me. I just find ways to jump the hurdle that's in front of me. So that's what we do. And I fill in the gaps for them. I'm like, okay, where are you? Okay, you got this many coaches here, this many coaches here. This is what we need. And I try and work with them individually on filling in those gaps. And I feel like that's no big secret sauce. I wish I could share a secret sauce, but I feel like the private chat group is really good for those emeralds. And it really does. It helps them to realize what they want collectively. They're like, okay, we're all, pushing for diamond. And it's not like this group where there's posts every single day. I feel like just people fall out of those. Okay.
I feel like there's also a lot of energy, like you were talking about, when you get a bunch of people like advancing all at the same time. So if you have like an old guard coach that's kind of been stagnant for a while, and they see all this movement, it inspires other people to move forward as well, because it gives them this confidence that things are happening and they can do it. So I think that's a fantastic momentum that you're able to.
Absolutely. Every day I'll do, okay, not every day, like 4 or 5 days a week, I'll do a coach spotlight on something, meaning like I'll go find something on someone's page and say, here's a coach spotlight, super shout out to who they are, and I'll share what they're doing. Like today, Nicole Madera shared this awesome fitness transformation Tuesday of her husband and told his story, and then segued it into inviting to a challenge group. This is the perfect way to do a subtle based invitation that's not in people's faces, but it's still showing up in their newsfeed, where you could still do a fitness group invitation tonight, like a big one. You know what I mean? So when you're painting messages like that all day long through your newsfeed, people aren't on there at the same time you are. So you have to realize it's okay to invite different ways throughout the day.
Fantastic. So what I'd like to do here is there's a question that came up earlier on that was like, if you could attribute, one thing that helped you push past 1 star, what would that be? Kind of a tough question, but what would you consider that to be?
It's so weird because so much of this business we can do alone. You'll probably see me say this a lot on my page. There's so much we can do alone, but there's so much we can't. So everything we can do alone, you can guarantee that I'm doing it. But the one thing I never did was focus on personal development, and I never invited to coaching. So the moment I started, like literally using my personal development in my Facebook page posts and inviting to coaching, it was this weird sort of thing that just, it set everything on fire. So, hi sweetheart, I'm almost done, babe. So for me, it was my personal development, because you guys, through my personal development, my languaging changed. My coaches saw it. They were like, wow, you're just different. You're just talking different. And I kind of had to take a little step back before I did that. I think the last time I wanted to quit was in October of 2014. That was the 4th time I wanted to quit, and the last. I've never wanted to quit since then. But Anita said, what personal development are you reading? And I said, none. And it was just a real big moment that I was just like, okay, I'm truly not doing everything I need to do. But because I did that, my voice changed. My energy changed. Someone even talked about my energy today. My energy totally shifted. And people in my team page got it. But people on my Facebook pages, they got it too. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't saying I started doing things different, but I changed.
Good deal. That's fantastic. So, a couple questions coming up as well. So how do you start the conversations with the people who, for example, like your posts about the business opportunity? Like, you post, the picture of you at Sam's Club with like the gazillion groceries, and then where do you go from there? Like, how do you, start up that conversation with those people?
So I created a coaching script for myself. So that way, when I have these conversations, I could have them the right way and lead them through a information decision-making path. So I basically, they reach out to me. That's kind of my method. If I had more time in the day, I would be reaching out to more people, but I have them contact me through email or my job form. And then I message them and I'm just like, hey, Jill, thanks so much for reaching out to me and being bold enough to fill out that form. I'm excited to learn more about you and your goals. tell me more about what is exciting to you about Beachbody. What do you know about Beachbody? What are the reasons why you want to be a coach? I just let them talk it out.
Right.
And then I talk about me. I share who I am, kind of where I started. And then I give them a pre-recorded webinar that I did. So if you guys haven't done this yet, do we really have less than a minute?
We do. So I'd like to maybe get into a little bit of housekeeping real quick.
Okay.
So we do have a Facebook group that I did create that is the Elite, it is West Region Elite Premier Contenders. I've added some of you to it already. I'm going to continue to add you guys to that group, but if you want to get in right away, go ahead and add yourselves. I do want to give you a huge thank you, Shelley, for adding so much value to this call and being so helpful. If you guys have any other questions for Shelley as well, go ahead and post them in the Facebook group. I did want to say also, next week we'll have Brigitte Linford, who is going to be on the call as well. We're going to be talking about how to put